What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Now, as y'all can tell, we outside today, boys. We outside. I'm not inside on my loud, creaky ass computer chair. We outside. Yes, we're vlogging today, boys. We're vlogging. As y'all can tell from my last video, I'm trying new stuff with the channel. I'm really trying to make the channel grow. I haven't been liking the direction that it's been taking. I've liked nothing about my channel since I started it, so it's time to revamp it, and I'll talk more about that later on in the video. But I'm just gonna let y'all know what we're doing today. I'm just gonna knock around, show y'all my regular day life, introduce y'all to my vlogging style and what I want to come from this video series, because this is not gonna be a one-off thing. I'm gonna continue to do it. I'm gonna give it a few shots, see if it fails or not. But we're gonna knock around, go through my normal day. Might be some surprises in and there. I might introduce y'all to some people that I interact with in my daily lives. I'll be talking to y'all about some of my other business ventures and stuff like that. Also, we're gonna talk about sports. I always want this to be a sports kind of channel. I always want to have it have a sports tone to it. So we're gonna be talking about Patrick Mahomes' monster contract, 10 years, 503. My boy got paid and deserved it. Shit, he probably deserved more, but we're gonna talk about it in the video. Right now, we're gonna go pick up some breakfast. I'm gonna show you my favorite spot to go to. Your boy's trying to lose some weight. I'm way overweight. That wrestling Ray is gone. Shit, even the Ray from when I first started recording YouTube videos is gone. I'm out of control. We're gonna get it under control, boys. I'm gonna show you my favorite breakfast spot and show you what's going on. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we all know my boy Pat got signed for 503. $500 million. When the reports first came out, what first came out was, I'm sorry, you know, the sweat. I got to. My fault, yo. When the report first came out, it was 10 years. First, the report came out, so Pat Mahomes is signing a 10-year contract. We were like, huh? There go them boys. You gotta watch them. Yeah, but you know, Pat signed. At first, we seen it was a 10-year contract, and everybody's kind of taking it back. 10-year contract. That's baseball numbers. That's old basketball numbers. Like football never does those type of contracts. I mean, there might be like one other 10-year contract in the league right now. These vlogs are not going to be very researched. They're just me, you know, spit my mind. There might be like one or two 10-year contracts out there in the league right now for like linemen and stuff like that. People who are going to get restructured and the team wants to have them for a while. But as far as like high profile like quarterback stuff like that, that's a thing of the past. I know off the top of my head, I know Brett Favre got one of those crazy contracts. There's a few of them out there too. But we haven't seen anything like that in recent day. In most instances, players and teams are trying to do the opposite. Teams are trying to pay players less over a longer period of time. And players on the other hand side are trying to get paid more in a short amount of time. I.e., the whole thing that's going on with Dak. It sounds like Dak wants a 3-4 year contract at around $40 million a year. And the Cowboys are more so on the fence of a 6 to 8 year contract, looking at, yeah, we'll give you $40 million a year. They're saying we'll give you $40 million a year, but we'll give it to you over 8 years, and Dak wants it over 4 years. So it's just that type of business stuff. That's what I've picked up from doing my research and stuff like that. That's the type of stuff that goes on in the league. And these 10-year contracts, you never see them come up. So when the first number came out, I believe the first number that came out, people were floating 300 to 400 million, fully guaranteed. It was a whole bunch of stuff being floated out there. But once I seen like 300 million get floated out there by I believe it was McAfee. Not that McAfee's like the most reputable source. McAfee doesn't like to say bullshit though, most of the time. So it was kind of like, whoa, 300 million. That's a lot. That's a big contract. But of course, you got to be focused on the guarantees. To this day, I don't really understand the guarantees. I've heard it's only 145 guaranteed, and the rest is in incentives. I never looked into the contract that deep. I'll do it when I do another sit down video. I'll really go into it. I'm rambling though. So it came out probably later that day. This was what 2 weeks ago maybe. It came out later that day that the contract was going to be 450. And it was like, whoa, that's a lot of money. And it sounded like the incentives aren't that hard to achieve. So we were like, whoa, 400. And then it came out that it's really a 12-year contract because he's gonna keep the 2 years, 27 million. He has like he has an injury clause in there that's like another 140 something. So in all totality, somehow we got to 503. That's a huge number. Congratulations to Pat. That boy earned it. I mean, he deserves it. I feel like fully guaranteed 503 would have been my standpoint if I'm gonna sign for 10 years. If I'm gonna be he's gonna be locked in, so he's like 30. I think they said 37, 38. He can reload for like another 5 years if when he turns 37, he might be able to reload for another 5 years if his health stays up and they continue to protect the quarterback in the league. But I mean, man, that's a big contract, and the way it's structured, they're gonna reload and be nice again this year. I mean, they didn't really have to sign anybody but outside of Pat this year, and they got better just simply off the draft. They picked up Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Y'all know that's my boy. We got the matcha shot, yes sir. It was waking me up. Dog, that whole team is nice. They got LSU. They got a fellow LSU boy there. Well, not fellow. They got a LSU. I wish I was. Damn, I really want to be an LSU boy. Should have lifted more weights in high school. They got Clyde there. It's lit. I just hope that the Giants are ass this year again so that I could become a Chiefs fan. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. Y'all know my ultimatum. Have I told you my ultimatum with the Giants? Yeah. They gotta make the playoffs. Not a wild card. They have to win a division for me to rock with them another year. Alright, so while my battery's charging, I'm gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna introduce the first two quarterbacks who I think could probably get this contract. Not probably. These are people who could possibly get this kind of contract because anything in that ballpark is a lot of money. I don't see many people ever touching this type of bread, especially in NFL. Maybe if the cap keeps going up, we'll probably see it. But I mean, it's hard to imagine a lot of the quarterbacks around right now getting anything near this. First person I got is gonna be the obvious pick, Lamar Jackson. I mean, last year was amazing. I got some of the stats right here. I have them written down like 40 different times. 66% completion rate, 3,127 passing yards, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Lamar Jackson, that's just his passing stats. I didn't even look up his rushing. Lamar Jackson had a historical year last year. A lot of people are slating him to have a fall off. They think he's going to slow down. I'm not one of those people. I think Lamar's going to get wiser. I notice how he listens. Well, it looks like he listens because in game tape, you see times where Harbaugh is talking to him and he's attentive and goes in the game and executes exactly what he's been told to do. I feel like he's just going to progress. He's going to get wise. A lot of people think the league's going to adjust to him. I think he's still adjusting to the league, honestly. I genuinely think Lamar's going to have another insane year. In order for him to get this contract, I think it has to be more than getting to the playoffs, though. I think if Lamar can have another insane year and maybe somehow find a way to beat the Chiefs and get into the Super Bowl, they got to give him that contract. If he gets to that AFC Championship game and has a really close game with the Chiefs, and they really go at it, and it comes down to like a last-second touchdown, they got to give him that card. They got to break the money for him. They got to break him off. It just has to be done. I think Lamar is capable. Honestly, first contract, I don't think he's good. I don't think they're gonna give it to him, just off the strength of how he plays. They're gonna try to use that against him in negotiations, and haven't seen many quarterbacks be able to break that stigma. Lamar, if there's going to be one that does, Lamar is going to be the one because he doesn't take hits. He doesn't do it. So, I mean, we'll see. I think maybe he'll get like a moderate contract, like around a Dak contract right now, maybe even, well, it's going to have to be more than a Dak contract. He might get like a $40 million a year contract for 5 years or something like that, one of those, and then get his big paycheck. But it's gonna be hard for him to break that barrier for his contract like Pat did. I mean, he's basically had to win a Super Bowl. Honestly, now that I think about it, he might have to win a Super Bowl to get that type of check. The next person I have on the list is kind of a surprise because he's young, his first year in the league. It's not gonna make a lot of sense to a lot of people because he's still slept on to me. But Kyler Murray. Now granted, I don't think he's gonna be. The technical question I asked was who's gonna get this contract next. I don't think there's no way they're going to pay Kyler next year. Maybe after the season after next they'll pay him. But by then, I'm sure Lamar is going to get paid. And the person who I think is the most likely to get this type of paycheck is going to get paid first. It has to happen. I don't think they'll cut that big of a check first year. I don't even think they can, honestly. But yeah, I feel like Kyler is a great talent. I feel like he's really going to carry the Cardinals into the future, and eventually when his time is ready to come, wow, I'm sweating my ass off. This shit is crazy. My apologies, folks. My apologies. I'm trying to be outside more. I think by the time the salary cap rolls around, the new TV deal is going to be in, and they're saying there's going to be a big cash influx. So Kyler's deal is going to be crazy. I think that's already a given, unless he experiences like a huge fall off, like has a Baker type fall off. I don't think there's a way he won't get paid. I mean, even if he keeps up his level of productivity right now, I think they might have to pay him that even then. I mean, let's look at the numbers: 64% completion rate, 3,722 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. He cuts down on interceptions, gets a few more touchdowns, actually wins some big games, gets them to the playoffs a few times. He'll definitely get that check. That team is stacked too. They got DeAndre Hopkins. Don't sleep on it. And that defense is coming up. Don't sleep on the Cardinals. The Cardinals might be the Cardinals going to be a sleeper pick this year. They're going to be a real sleeper pick. And I can't wait to see what Kyler does with DeAndre Hopkins. I can't wait. Before I'll let you know who my pick is, as far as you guys probably already know. It's only one other name. I'll let you know who I really think is going to get this contract next. Later down the road after we do some more scenes, but I'll name you some dark horses right now while we're waiting for the battery. Josh Allen with the Bills. I like what I've seen from Josh Allen. This is a pure opinion based pick, honestly. I'm not really basing it off his stats or anything like that. Just looking at Josh Allen, he looks like a real talent to me, and I feel like if he can make like a deep run this year, maybe even get it. I mean, that division is open. That division is not open. I mean, he does have to play Cam, but if he can find a way to beat Cam and they really are a force in the playoffs for the next 2 years, he's gonna be another one. I think maybe not 500 million, but I could see maybe him getting to like 3. You never know, honestly. So I think he's in the range of one of those players that have the capability to get into that level where it's like, okay, we got to pay him. Another dark horse pick, I just said his name, Cam Newton. Now granted, probably thinking, what are you talking about, Cam Newton? He's 31 years old. He just got paid pennies and nickels from the Patriots. How would he get a big contract? Let's talk hypotheticals here. Let's talk about hypotheticals. If you disagree, please, we could debate that in the comments. Please, I really want to start having conversations in the comments about these topics. As far as Cam is concerned, let's say for instance, actually we'll address this in the car. We'll be back. I feel like the battery's done, so we're gonna get going. It's already 2:30. We gotta get going. All right. Let's talk about this Cam thing I was alluding to before. That's crazy. That's crazy. You wanna stay up there, cousin? Yo, this I gotta figure this vlog out. I really do. Y'all don't know, but it's been mad mishaps today. We holding it. But just like that, I'm annoyed. We holding it. Shut up. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about this Cam thing that I was talking about before. I know the situation with Cam. He's getting paid pennies on a dollar, which I'll speak more about later. I don't like what's happening with Cam and how he's getting paid. But, I mean, it is what it is. It's the situation is what it is. He'll bounce back. Let's just say, now keep in mind, we're still talking about Bill Belichick here, the greatest coach of all time. The greatest coach of all time, the greatest GM of all time. He's it. I mean, you can make an argument for Parcells. Bill Belichick is the GOAT. All right, let's get that straight. And then you take Cam, who's one of the most talented quarterbacks to ever come into the league, not just passing wise, like all around impact on the game. Because I hate when people try to, he's not a pure passer, so he can't be one of the greatest talents. No, yes, he can. The way he impacts the game, the way you have the game plan against him. Bill Belichick has said before, and many other players and GMs and everything, he's one of the hardest players to game plan for. And it's true. He's like 285, 6'10", and runs like a 4.5. What are you gonna do? Not a 4.5, like a 4.6. Still though, barreling down the field. What are you gonna do? It's very hard to game plan for him. Granted, the health is a problem. Let's just say for gigs, right? Let's say, I don't know. Let's say the Patriots have a monster season, like way better than everybody expects. I think they will. Let's say they have a better season than everybody expects, and they either get to the AFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. From that point, Cam is going to become one of the hottest commodities in the league. Barring that he carries them and he shows the league that he's really back. In this new Cam with the chip on his shoulder, because he has a chip on his shoulder he's a scrubbed old head. That's how big the chip on his shoulder is. So he's going to come out balling. That's my estimation. If he comes out with that chip on his shoulder and he's MVP Cam, and he's in the MVP conversation, I'm not saying Cam could get the 503, but I think there are teams that if it all works out and the cap goes up really high and they have the money, I could see Cam getting like a $200 million contract. That's just me saying, it's my opinion. 200 to 250 maybe. I know it's very late in the career, and to many people it's not going to make sense. I think it's possible if he has an MVP season this year and gets to the Super Bowl. Don't let him win the Super Bowl. Don't let him win the Super Bowl. I know it's a far shot for them to win the Super Bowl. Let that happen. Cam, I can almost guarantee Cam is either going to leave New England, get a monster contract, or there's going to be a new day in New England and he's going to get paid, because, I mean, you can't not pay him. If he comes back and he's good, like, if he comes back, he's 50% of himself, he'll be a top 10 quarterback in the league. If he comes back and he's the Cam of before of the undefeated season, they were undefeated. They lost one game. Of the one loss season, he's gonna be you at least gotta put him top 5. If he's back to that old Cam and he's this new chip on the shoulder, everybody, I'm balling. He's, listen, the sky's the limit with him. The sky's the limit. Obviously, Pat is the unequivocal best quarterback in the league. But Cam, if Cam is back to his old self, he could give Pat a run for his money, that's for sure. And don't discount, I know Cam's passing is always that's their go-to. Keep in mind, he's going to Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick. They turned Tom Brady, a 6th-round pick, into a GOAT. That would not have happened with McDaniels and Bill Belichick. That's a fact. That's a fact. They had to be there for that to work. Put Cam in that system and see what happens. I'm not saying GOAT, but I'm saying they're gonna get real creative, and Cam is gonna develop into a better passer. He has to. When you're around a coach that great. It was already happening with North Turner. His passing stats were up. His passing numbers were way up with North Turner. And that little small sample size of that portion of the season. Now imagine putting him with one of the best offensive coordinators in the league and one of the best football minds in the league. You never know. You never know. But that's my Cam angle. You know, these numbers sound crazy, and the quarterbacks that I'm naming, some of them sound crazy, but you have to keep in mind, when that TV money comes in, the salary cap is going to shoot up. I know everything that's going on with the COVID and everything. They're saying that the salary cap is going to dip. I think they're going to get that money back in advertising, honestly. I mean, they already did the thing with the banners. They're talking about putting advertising banners in the seats and everything. I think they're going to find a way to get the money back in advertising. The NFL is creative. They'll find ways to make their money back. I don't think the cap is going to drop. I mean, my opinion, I'm not really a business mind. Just looking at it, though, and looking at how the NFL is moving ahead, I don't think the NFL is anticipating a drop in the cap. Maybe, but, you know, you never know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Later that same evening.
Alright, so I'm just gonna get it done now because I keep procrastinating. If I keep going on like this how vlogs don't come out. I've been trying to shoot this same vlog for probably 2 weeks. So we're just gonna get it done. The person who I think could really garnish a Patrick Mahomes type contract is Deshaun Watson. Now, it's not to say Deshaun Watson is in the same league, well, at the same level as Patrick talent wise. Although they are in the same league, they're not on the same level. They're in the same league though. Deshaun Watson is the real deal. He's a monster. It's more so of his situation. If I feel like if Deshaun Watson finds a way to again get them to another playoff. Finds the way to get to the big game, to the championship. So basically this season is going to depend on a lot of contracts. Whoever could get to the big game, whoever could be the new name in the Super Bowl will get that big contract. I feel like if you're able to beat Kansas, go through, because the next big contract is going to come out the AFC. 100% it is. Who maybe the NFC, but most likely the AFC. The AFC just has its head and shoulders, and young quarterback talent is head and shoulders by the NFC. That being said, I keep losing my train of thought. If you're able to beat Patrick in that AFC Championship game, whether it be Lamar, Deshaun, Josh, you know, Cam, if you're able to get to that level and you're able to beat him, like head on, and you've been balling all season, you're MVP candidate, I think you could get maybe not 500, but I think any one of them could get 3, maybe even 4. You heard Anderson before. He thinks the most Lamar could get is 4. I think if Lamar could find a way to beat him, show everybody he's more of a passer than a runner. I mean, I don't know how much more he has to prove, but apparently he still needs to prove to people. It is what it is. If he could prove that, I think he could get 4. I feel like if Deshaun could prove that, he could get 4. If Kyler's all young. If Kyler gets to it this season, Kyler's going to be a problem. Because he won't even get his contract next season. He'll get it the season after. So if Kyler could get in this season, find a way to beat Patrick, and then duel him again next season and win or get close, he's going to get broken off too. This is just a speculatory this is a speculatory topic, just something to talk about. It's good to get the mind going. I was trying to get the rust off in this video. Please leave your opinions down below. I really want to, because in this, I've been having a conversation with people. Some people think I'm off. Some people think I'm on. I'm gonna see what you guys think. I want to see if you guys think I'm on. If I'm right about that, there's about like 4 quarterbacks that could possibly get in that zone. If not, let me know where I'm wrong, and if you think there's anybody that can get that type of money. Other than that, we're gonna keep it pushing. I don't know what else I'm gonna do. When I get home, I'll probably close out the vlog when I get home. All right. Oh shit, I'm upside down now. How's quarantine tweeting y'all? Well, not quarantine, tweeting y'all. I can't speak. I need to get never mind. I ain't gonna talk about that. How's Corona treating y'all? How are the Corona days treating y'all? It's a wild world out here. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on. How y'all doing? Y'all doing good? It's 2020. Who cares?